guess I'll just take questions and I'll try to answer them the best I can.
What's going on? When were you guys first called out here?
Well, shortly after 1 a.m. this morning, we had a report of an explosion out in the Gainford area, and it was a CN rail car full of liquefied petroleum gas that derailed and exploded. And there's a number of cars involved, 2 of which are venting and on fire at this point in time. The area has been evacuated, and the perimeter is secure, and we're just managing the scene from that perspective at this point in time.
What kind of an area has been evacuated? How many residents affected, or how many homes in that area?
An area of about a mile perimeter from the epicenter of the derailment has been evacuated. Parkland County has set up an emergency operations center as well as a reception center at the Entwistle Community Hall, and a number of residents have reported there, and that number, the latest information I have, is 49 residents have attended the center.
Can you speak about explosions? So was there an explosion, and what sort of went on there?
Yes, it was. A rail car carrying liquefied petroleum gas, in essence propane with other hydrocarbon solids in it, actually exploded. Now, how it exploded and why, that's yet to be determined. But the one car exploded and caused damage to several other cars and caused the derailment.
Do you know how many cars derailed?
There's 13 cars involved. 9 of them are liquefied petroleum gas, and the other 4 are crude oil.
And so what are you sort of advising residents? How long are you expecting to be on the scene, and what's sort of going on?
We'll be on the scene until it's safe to allow residents back in. We're expecting at least 24 hours, but it could be longer. Could somebody turn that annoying ring off? Thank you.
I can't, it's mine.
What is the big concern right now? What is being done, I guess, to rectify? I mean, you mentioned that one of the cars still burning, so give us an idea of what the concern is right at the moment.
Well, what we're doing right now is we're allowing the product to burn off. And the reason why we're doing that is because it's unsafe to start fire suppression activities. So the area has been evacuated. It's secure, and we're just allowing the product to burn off. How long that is going to take at this point in time, we're only able to speculate, but I am suggesting at least 24 hours, if not longer.
Who do you have on scene?
We have components of 4 fire districts, I think about 12 fire apparatus and 43 firefighters, as well as a number of law enforcement personnel from different agencies, as well as CN personnel, Transportation Safety Board, as well as Alberta Dangerous Goods.
Can you put into perspective the actual derailment site and where this car is burning? Put it into perspective in terms of sort of distances from areas that people might be able to relate to.
Okay, well, it's halfway between the Seawood Beach overpass and the old Gainford Hotel. So it's a sparsely populated area. The number of residents in that particular area is undetermined at this time. However, all the people, all the houses, all the residents have been visited on numerous occasions, and all the residents have been evacuated or asked to leave the immediate area.
There was reports of a fireball seen streaking. Can you comment on that at all?
Well, when the train or the rail car originally derailed, and it blevied, and a blevy is a boiling liquid expanding vapor explosion. That was the large fireball that residents seen and heard for many miles around, and that occurred around 1 a.m. this morning. There hasn't been an explosion or a similar event like that since the original car blevied. However, the cars are venting, or a couple of cars are venting, and there is fire that's occurring. As the pressure relief valves let go, the fire increases and then it dies down, and it just cycles back and forth like that. So that's why it's hazardous for firefighters to actually get close to it and attempt extinguishment, as well as it's better off to allow it to vent and burn than to put it out and have gas vapor that's heavier than air sit down in low spots. As long as it's burning, we know where that liquefied petroleum gas is. As soon as it's extinguished, it can go anywhere and find an ignition source and then causes certainly more problems down the road. So venting and allowing it to burn is absolutely the correct method to deal with this particular incident.
That being said, any air quality issues in the area?
There's a little bit of black smoke and it comes and goes. Again, there's a good wind and with the heat it's carrying it up and away. We haven't had any indication of any air quality issues at this point in time.
I'm understanding you were at the scene earlier. Can you just sort of describe what it actually looks like, what you're seeing out there?
Well, there's not much to look at. There's 13 cars all upside down on the track, and the rest of the train has been moved. So that's about all there is to look at.
And has this track been the site, I don't know if you would know this or not, of other derailments in recent times?
And not at that particular location. However, we hear about train derailments quite often these days.
One of the things we certainly are thankful for is we saw the incident in Quebec at Lac Mégantic and the significant loss of life, and we're very fortunate that this incident wasn't of that magnitude. There has not been any personal injuries involved with this. Our emergency response units were quick on scene, did evacuate all of our residents, and they are out of the danger zone. So we have taken all the precautions, ensured the safety of our residents, and we are addressing the scene currently.
For those residents that are evacuated, where can they get information about, get the latest and find out all that pertinent information as to when they can get back home and that sort of thing?
Certainly that information is documented and logged at the Emergency Evacuation Center at the Entwistle Community Hall. And anybody that has checked into that location, their names and phone numbers and contact information has been documented. So they can find out through that avenue. And I believe through the Parkland County website, Facebook and Twitter may have that information, although I can't determine that at this point in time.
And a public information line has been established. That
Hang on
number
one
is
second.
780.
Sorry, can you just start that again?
I'm sorry, the public information line has been established. The number is 780-968-8400.
I just want to clarify again. So the other cars that are carrying the same liquid, they have been secured?
That's correct. There's only 3 cars right now at this point in time that we can consider compromised. One is venting, one has levied, and the other one is venting as well. No other cars have become involved, and we don't suspect that any other ones will become involved. But they certainly can't be removed from the scene because we can't put personnel in to do anything. We're conducting reconnaissance from the air from a safe distance away, and until it's safe to approach the immediate area, the hot zone as we call it, we'll be keeping all emergency personnel and civilians away.
I'm going to throw this out. You brought up Lac Mégantic. For yourself going out there, your crew's heading out there. I mean, that's got to be on their minds as well, dealing with one tanker that has exploded and other the potential there.
Anytime emergency services crews, whether it's police, fire, or EMS, respond to an emergency of any kind, there's always in the back of their mind what they're going to be confronted with. However, with a great deal of experience and training in all emergency services, we're very cautious about our own safety, as well as certainly the safety of the public, and that's always a prime concern. And that's one of the reasons why we're staying back. We've evacuated the area, and we're not going to compromise anybody's health and safety by trying to deal with the fires. And the best thing that we can do at this point in time is just allow the product to be consumed, and then we can deal with it after. It's just not worth it to risk any human life over some property.
I'm also going to bring up, I mean, you know, we've been talking about rail safety, and I know we also sort of went back and spoke to residents in Wabamun that went through the train derailment there. I mean, how does, I mean, I know that that was, you know, a huge one. There was some, quite a bit of environmental damage, but how does this sort of compare?
Well, you know, with the Wabamun train derailment, and you know, certainly Parkland County was involved, and it occurred in Parkland County, of course. You know, with that one, there was a large amount of hydrocarbon product that was spilled and leaked into Lake Wabamun. With this particular derailment, the product that is leaking is liquefied petroleum gas, and it's heavier than air, and it's burning off. So there's no great deal from our current or our latest intelligence that there's any other cars that are leaking. Everything is intact and contained, and just the 3 cars that are compromised are venting off and burning.
And the Wabamun derailment, that would be on the same CN line?
Be on the very same main line, CN main line, correct.
And I'm going to jump to something completely different. Can you speak, I understand you had help from Edmonton Fire as well as the police Air 1 helicopter?
Yes, you know, when a call comes into our certainly our 911 communication center, and it's identified as what it is, a train derailment, we have no idea what product is on that train. You know, there's you know, 50 to 60 trains a day passes through Parkland County, and you know, it used to be the equivalent of every 3rd or 4th car contains some kind of dangerous goods or hazardous material. So we have a mutual aid agreement with the City of Edmonton for their hazardous material team, and just as a precaution on initial response, we asked them to come out. They were on scene for a while, and then they were released once we had the scene stabilized. As well as we had Air 1 out with their video camera and thermal imaging camera, just so that we could get a good view of the scene. They flew over fairly high and transmitted to a remote TV camera, if you will, down at the incident command post. So they could zoom in, and we could actually identify exactly what was happening close up without anybody actually getting close up. So we certainly appreciate the help from our good neighbors, the City of Edmonton, and certainly Air 1. It was fantastic. It really helped us getting a handle on the scope and the magnitude of the incident early on.
I think that's it for me, unless anybody has anything else to add.
I just wanted to simply point out that, you know, from the provincial standpoint, we're always concerned if Albertans are put at risk, and we're grateful that there was no loss of life in this accident. We understand that a couple of the CN workers were taken in for and examined and released. So as far as we know, there's been no injuries, and so the fact that this happened in a sparse area is certainly a bonus.
Can I just get all of your names? I'll start with you and sort of work this way. Just get your names and spelling as well.
Sure. Ken Lemke, Lemke.
And your title?
I'm the MLA for the Stony Plain constituency.
Parkland County Mayor Rod Shagus, SHAIGEC.
Jim Phelan, Fire Chief, Parkland County, PHAIGEC.